So, for me, I mean, a lot of people probably don't know who, never heard of me. You know, that's fine. That's as much education we have to do yet. Some guy just told me today, guy named Costello, wherever he's at. He hired somebody the other day, and one of the criteria questions is, you know who Dan Gable is? And if you didn't know, you didn't get hired. Or, if you didn't know who he was, he educated him in a hurry, then you got hired. So, it was pretty funny. But, just so happens, this last Olympic Games, I got an award. It's called Legends of the Sport. I'm only one of 3 ever in the world in the history of the sport of wrestling. So, it was like, wow. A guy named Regan from Russia, a guy named Hegedus from Hungary, now a guy named Gable from the United States. We're the only 3 that's got this Legends of the Award. So, kind of gives me a little confidence to stand up here. Because I couldn't do this when I was a kid. I couldn't stand up here and talk. I couldn't stand up and talk when I was an athlete. Just put me out there. In fact, I was the least likely to be noticed as the athlete that was going to go out and kick somebody's butt in wrestling. It's kind of like Superman. You know, there's Clark Kent and there was Superman. And you know, that's fine. That's fine. But as long as you know what to do. So anyway, I got a letter from, I'm on my last few minutes here. I got a letter from the president of Loris, back when my last daughter went to, well, all my other daughters went to Iowa, but the one that went to Loris, about a month into her first year, got a letter from the president. President Collins was his name. Still is, I think, here. Not his name, I think he's still president. And he wrote me a letter and I said, "Dear Dan and Kathy," and my wife's name. And it said great things in that letter, but he mentioned my daughter's name in the letter, had her name, Mackenzie. Mackie, I don't know which one she was going by at that time. But anyway, it's like, wow, I've been worried about this daughter. Because this one had to be raised with just mom and dad. The other ones were older. I mean, I wanted her closer, but I just wasn't good enough. For some reason. It took like 6 extra years. So she had to grow up with mom and dad in this house and alone. Even though the other ones were not too far away, but it's still like, wasn't working as well as the other kids for some reason. So then I saw this and I felt really good. Like he said, I'm going to look after her and take care of her. And you know, about 3 or 4 years into college, all of a sudden this gal just switched. Now some of you people might know her. She works around here. Don't tell her I talked about her. She'd be very upset. Because I know you guys don't know how to do anything on computers or anything. So anyway, you know, but she's really all of a sudden started liking her mom and dad, and she turned into this pretty good gal. And it's unbelievable. And we stayed with her, we stayed with her, we stayed with her. You know, a lot of people could have gave up because we weren't getting much back in return. But you don't give up on things, you just don't. And all of a sudden it turned around and wow, it's been really good. And you know what? I saw Mr. Collins, and I gave him a lot of credit because I knew that he was going to take care of her. And I give him credit. I hate to tell you this, but every student's parents got a letter like that. But I didn't know that when I told him. He didn't tell me that either, because I went to somebody else and I said, you know, that guy sent me a letter first. Oh, of course, he sends everybody a letter. But it's just an idea of how important things like that are in your life. As a leader, just want you to know. Just want you to know. So today it's like here, I'm coming down here. You know, I got this vision. This is a business deal down here today. I just want you to know. This is a business deal. Loris is the wrestling facility. They're building a new wrestling room and building new locker rooms and stuff like that. they've been calling me trying to donate to them. I already gave a bunch of money to my daughter. You know? Got off my back a little. But I'm like Carver. Got a little check here. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not very much, probably. Because my goals have changed. You know, I never was money driven. I always had as much as I wanted and needed because I never had these big money. But as you get older and you look at your profession, you look at your family, it went from 4, and now it's 18, 19, it's going to get bigger. All of a sudden I'm in a different role. Before I was a coach, before I was an athlete, I didn't really need much to survive, but now I'm trying to promote the sport. And I tell you what, I could use $1 billion. I need $1 billion bad. Between my family and wrestling, where we need to go and how we need to get there, it could really be an asset to our sport and to my family. Not that you want to give them all this money. You kind of go back and take care of them. I'm a firm believer in taking care of family. I'm a firm believer if I can take care of profession. That doesn't mean you give them what they want, but you got to learn them all these disciplines. MDs are so important in life. Good athletes, good people. You can be raised in any walk of life if there's a lot of discipline involved in it. And good types of surroundings. So anyway, I've got to meet with the wrestling team today. They're gonna try to get some money out of me, I think, too. But I'm a smart businessman. Because, you know, people do speeches, you got to pay me a little bit for the speech. So that's how you got to work in life. You got to be smart. We shouldn't be in debt. If I wrote bad checks, I'd probably be in jail. In fact, that's what happens. You know, that's exactly what happens. And, you know, it's one of these things that your vision, your goals, I'm an idealist. Nobody ever thought that. I mean, if somebody would have, when I was a kid, somebody said, look at that kid, he's going to go through and he's going to win 181 straight matches. He's going to win the Olympic Games. Nobody's going to score on him. He's going to pin 3 guys after being ahead 20-0, and he's going to win the other 3 guys 29-0. That's crazy. Nobody can do that. He's going to win 21 straight Big Ten titles. The toughest conference in wrestling in America. Nobody can do that. He's going to pin 39 straight in college wrestling. Nobody can do that. It's because I didn't put restrictions. I had this vision. And it's more like things can happen. It's like you lose a match and then you get good. It's like Michael Jordan. He got cut from the team. And he was just 1 of 200, 3 years into professional basketball. But then all of a sudden, I don't know what it was, at 10,000 an hour or 20,000, whatever. He got really good. All of a sudden, you can be really good and even get a lot better. And that's idealistic a little bit. It's a little bit hard for most people to swallow. But it can. And most people never get there because they don't swallow it. And they don't buy into it. That's kind of where I'm at. I got a lot to do in my life. My goal isn't just to have 3 statues, which I have right now. I want a statue in Washington, D.C. Not as a politician, but as, you know, maybe somebody that's done something that affected the whole world even more. And that's a little crazy, and I just said that for effect. But if it's there in a few years, don't be surprised. But anyway, that's about it. I got a lot more here, like I said. It's not quite 4 hours, but I was supposed to open it up to questions, but I probably went my hour. What time is it? You have a watch there?
Yeah, it's about.
Okay, a while.
What else?
Oh, we're overtime. I never lose in overtime. I'm undefeated in overtime because I never had to go overtime. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. I'm not even going to have any questions. Thank you.
raining.